What's up, giggly witches?
We're back with another episode.
It is episode 35 or season 2, episode 2.
Something like
I don't know
that.
what we're doing
We're
anymore.
doing both because I like to see the numbers go up, 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 up. So we're doing both.
The numbers. Yeah.
Today
How are we
we
all doing?
we're going
You
back
go.
and forth. We're trying to share it. We're out of practice. We're trying to do the back and forth intro. Um we're out of practice.
Like the 90s
Yeah.
voicemail.
We should practice more. But we're gonna talk about what are we talking about today? We're talking about the not self in human design.
Human design.
Yes. Which I'm very excited because I feel like once I learn this about myself, it often takes me a while to recognize, and then I go, oh, wait a minute.
Oh.
I've been spiraling
Yeah.
down into my not self. It's basically the sign based on like what you are in human design that you're living out of alignment. It's kind of like a little like red flag, like, oh, pay attention. You need to get back to the self.
Yes.
So we're going to talk about the not self
Exactly.
themes today. I'm very excited.
Yeah. Very excited.
But before we do that, we got to have like a little bit
love-
of silly goofy time.
Alrighty. Do you have silly goofies?
I didn't really write them down, so I have to remember. It's been a busy morning. I've been running around and I was like, okay, here's one, here's another one. But do you have one to kick us off?
I do. Well, first we can all rejoice because Mercury retrograde has ended today at the time of recording, April 7th. We'll still
Hallelujah.
be shadow
Hallelujah.
period. We'll still be in the shadow period for a couple weeks, but we're out of the thick of it.
Praise
Goodness
be.
gracious.
I'm so happy.
And then on Saturday, Venus will station direct. So we'll be out of the retrogrades.
Thank God.
Chef's
Thank
kiss.
you,
Hallelujah.
Goddess.
Thank
Heck.
goodness.
This was I
Thank
finally feel
goodness.
alive. I'm back. I'm back to my
Baby.
baby. It took a while there. It was like 3 weeks where I was like, I'm never gonna feel joy again. No, actually, that was my silly goofy. It's not really silly goofy, but I didn't really share this. But Pam knows that I tried to go on birth control because I was hoping it would help with my skin, which it did not. I you know, I know a lot of people don't know this. I don't use filters a ton. I try not to for my own mental health, but like makeup and good lighting can do wonders. But my skin is bad. I'm always breaking out. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try birth control. Well, it didn't help my skin at all, and it made me really anxious. It made me feel like I didn't have the will to do anything or really just be alive. And so that coincided, me deciding to stop it coincided with arriving back home in the US, eclipse season, Mercury retrograde, Venus retrograde. It was a rough one.
A
I was
lot.
just like
It's a
this
lot.
on the couch. This very couch right here. Like that, like crying. But I feel like I finally flushed it out of my system. I did this whole detox thing. I've been, in my old neighborhood, and I'm like so happy. I started finally going back to my old like yoga studio, and yeah, I'm finally back. But it's crazy how much, I don't know, like that affected me. Like just like,
Yeah.
like at least for me, like I don't always notice or like associate things with fucking me up like that. If you know what I mean? Like it's clear with like the physical
Yeah.
changes. It's a bummer because it didn't really help my skin, but it made my boobs really big, and I was like loving that. I'm really sad I missed them. They
Yeah.
already went away. But the
R.I.P.
physical things are
R.I.P. Sadie's
Rip.
boobs from January 2025 to April
Should make a
2025.
tombstone. They were all like plump and juicy in my bathing suits in Brazil, though, so that was great. There's things to be grateful for in this journey.
If there was a
If there was ever a
time,
time for
yeah.
me to have gorgeous big boobies, it was then. and be just really busy and distracted from how it made me feel not great. But yeah, I just feel like it's easy
Yeah.
to like take note of physical changes in the body, but then like I experience anxiety and depression like off and on, typically situationally, thankfully. Um where I can kind of have awareness of like what's affecting me and take care of myself. But so then when it comes back, it's kind of just like me trying to be like, well, what's triggering this? What's going on? And then realizing like, oh,
Yeah.
it's the pill that I'm taking. So I might try a different kind in the future, but right now I'm just like I finally feel alive again. It also made me feel like more like dull and less amazed with life, I feel like, for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like to feel just out of my mind about everything in my life. So that also was about I didn't like that.
Yeah. Sometimes I wonder if that's like if it affects me like that, but I've been on it for so long that I don't know otherwise. Like I don't know a
Yeah.
difference.
Yeah.
Um,
A big difference.
but I was on a different like brand of it from 2019 to 2020, and it fucked me up so bad. And I did the same thing where I was like, it took me a long time to be like, oh, this is what it is.
Yeah.
And then once
I
I switched, I felt much better.
Yeah, I had been on it only one other. My mom always like really scared me about birth control. You know, she was kind of like hippie, all natural lady. And to be fair, like she was a nurse and she had just seen patients that had really, really adverse effects to it. So like
Yeah.
she was just kind of she was against it, you know? Um, so I haven't taken it for much at all in my adult life. Like I never had as a teenager, and then I tried it for I think I took it for about 9 months back in like 2019-ish. And it took me much longer that time to realize, and that kind made me feel rage. I was angry all the time.
Mm,
Everything enraged me. And I was like, that is not me. We will
what
learn
is
what my not
happening?
self is
Yeah.
shortly. And it wasn't rage, it was something else. And so I finally, actually, that was also the year that kicked off my spiritual journey on a level. And I was going through a psychic
Mm,
mentorship, and that I had the download where it was like, it's your birth control making you feel so angry all the time. Um, because I
yeah.
was in a relationship at that time, and like I just started being so angry about everything, and it was always projected on this person that you're with all the time, right? And he was like,
Yeah.
what is going on with you, like why are you so angry all the time all of a sudden? And I was like, I figured it out. So this time
Oh,
I did it. I was like, I'm gonna try for 3 months and give it a good honest try, because the doctor was like, try for three
yeah.
months at minimum to like understand. The first month right away it made me feel really anxious, and I was like, okay. Month two, I felt even worse, and I was like, Sadie, you got one more month, and you never know, it might be good, the skin might clear after that, you might feel level out. No, I felt even worse.
Perfect.
So
My that happened to me also when I first started taking birth control. I think I just completely changed, but I was so young that I didn't really understand that that what could happen.
yeah.
And then years later, with the same boyfriend, I was talking to him about something, and randomly he brought up like one of his friends, uh, because I think his friend was supposed to meet us out and hit the friend's girlfriend too, and something happened, and I guess her birth control was like fucking her up really bad, and blah blah
Oh,
blah, all this stuff. And I was like she was really emotional and angry and all the things, and it clicked for me, and I was like, oh my God, I
oh,
think that happened to me.
yeah.
And he was like, no, you're just like that. She actually was affected by it. And I was like, oh,
Oh, okay.
okay.
That is crazy though, if
Okay.
you start when you're really young and you're still learning who you are and all the things, and you could just be like, oh,
Yeah.
that's the way I am. I've always been
Yeah.
that way. Because when you're a teenager too, you're like, I mean, I was a very angsty teenager. I was not on birth control. I was just an angsty fucking teenager. So I wouldn't know that like teenagers are known to be that way. So you just be like, yeah, okay, that's who I am. Oh, it's staying with me if you just continue to take it, you know?
Yeah. I started it probably like right when I turned 17.
Okay.
So it kind of was like I didn't really
Yeah.
know. I don't know.
I did start
Whatever.
taking it's called Vitex. It's the what are the berries? The chaste berries? I did
Chaseberry.
start taking that
Mm.
because it's supposed to be good for coming off of birth control and it helps your hormones and stuff. So I did start taking that. I also started taking, this is a hot tip. I mean, this is not medical advice. Do your own research because herbs and different things can react with different medications, all that stuff. But in my experience, so I saw this video that said saffron, which is the most expensive spice in the world. They've been doing studies and it's like I can't remember the percentage, but it was like a really high percentage more effective than SSRIs for treating anxiety and depression, which is crazy.
Okay.
So I got some saffron too to help like bounce back from all the anxiety I was experiencing from this. Um, and I just got off Amazon. It's like in a little capsule, so it's easy. You're not like eating the spice or anything. And it wasn't expensive. Um,
Yeah.
and I feel like, because I've been doing it for a few weeks now, and obviously, like, there's a lot of factors, right? I stopped taking the birth control.
Right.
Um, all of this astrology is wrapping up. Like, I mean, like, but I do feel
Yeah.
like
You're in a place that you're comfortable.
exactly, I'm back with my cats. But I do feel like, so I love microdosing mushrooms for my mental health. But I haven't been, but I feel like taking the saffron, like an hour after I take it, I feel like the same kind of warm, tingly feeling than like microdose mushrooms, where like, high, but you do just get that little bit of, you like feel it just a teensy bit. And I feel like I'm getting that feeling, and it's so, and I was like, I keep being like, did I take like did I microdose mushrooms? Because it's the same feeling. So I feel like
Yeah.
it's the saffron, maybe. But hot tip, do your own research, make sure, if it goes with anything else you're taking. But I feel like it's really helping. I'll stay updated on that. But I'm gonna keep taking it. I ordered more. And then I also ordered a new not psychedelic, not microdosing type mushroom, just like regular, for focus. And I just
Hmm.
started that, but I read a bunch of reviews that's supposed to help with focus. Because everyone
Yes.
here in this party really struggles with focus. So not all
Yeah.
the listeners, I mean me and Pam.
Not I.
So I haven't taken that long enough to report back on it yet, but I'm really excited to see if it helps because all the reviews were really good.
Hooray.
It's like a mushroom blend of like lion's
All
mane
right.
and
Yeah. I was just gonna say, is
cordyceps
it lion's mane?
and some other
Yeah.
ones, but yeah, we'll see about that. But anyways, that's my
Yeah.
silly goofy. My mental
Lion's
health
mane
was
is
really
supposed to be
bad and
good
now
for
it's really
that.
good. So funny.
So
Oh, it's so
silly.
good to laugh again.
So goofy.
Birth control made me want to
Um,
not be alive.
wow.
Cute.
What a
What a
crazy
crazy
time.
time. But we're back, baby.
Um, well, one of my silly goofies is kind of a reference to our last week's
Ooh, okay.
episode because you were asking if anybody reaches out to me during Venus and
Oh,
Mercury
what
retrograde.
happened?
No one reached out, which is good. However, I didn't realize it until like I posted something on
Yeah.
Instagram. Um, and we could make this into a
Ooh,
PSA.
okay. Pam service
The
announcement.
Pam service announcement. Yeah. If you are gonna ghost
Mm.
somebody, if you already know where this is going. If you are gonna declare that you do not have feelings, and then once I finally am like, yeah, you're right, this should not be a
Yeah.
thing. This bitch,
This bitch.
he is okay. I need
Capital
to like
B.
also reiterate yeah, capital B. I need to reiterate that this man, first of all, made me feel so bad about myself because he didn't just like tell me that he didn't like me. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't a like a oh it's not you it's me. Like it wasn't
Yeah.
even like he wasn't even trying to be nice about it. Like he looked me dead in the eyeballs and said, "Let me be clear. I would literally never date you."
For
I was
why?
like, "Okay,
I mean,
that's rude. You could have said that 17 different ways.
we love the intention of being
That would have been
direct,
so
but there's
much
kinder
nicer."
ways to say that.
Yeah, such kinder ways to say that.
Oh no.
Also, like, not to mention that, like, we've been doing datey things for the last however much
Right.
time. So,
Men
whatever.
love to ding and say
Um,
another.
yeah. So, just to set the background here. And then, when I was like, you're right, we would never work. Like, this is because you, like, don't know how to process emotion other than, like, writing it into songs. But you don't, like, process
Wait, is
it
this the
in
one
your
that you
heart
sent me
and
the
your brain.
songs
You know
that
what I
he
mean?
wrote about you?
Yeah.
Okay, those were like the most beautiful,
It's assumed.
romantic.
Listen,
He's like, I don't want
I
to
don't know
date
if
you,
they were
but you're the
actually about
best
me.
I've ever met in my life. That's what the fuck is going on here.
I don't know if they were really about me, but I would like to think that they
They
were
were.
about me. He did tell me one of them was about me, but
Yeah.
whatever. We'll move on. Moving
Sorry.
forward, this
Yeah.
man, nay,
Bitch.
boy,
Boy. Little teeny tiny.
is literally one
excuse
of
for
the
a
first people to watch my Instagram stories every single time.
I knew that was going
Every
to be
single
what
time.
you're going to say. If you're going to ghost, commit.
And
Fucking
commit.
be gone.
Okay, but also
Commit.
that was
Commit to
he
the
didn't
bit.
end up ghosting me. I ended up being like like once I closed like
Yeah.
to use a How I Met Your Mother reference, he closed the door but I locked it.
Gotcha. Okay.
And then he was like, "Wait a
Wait
minute."
a minute. You were supposed to fight for me. Be like,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
And you were like, okay.
Yeah. Um um so anyway, he's literally always one of the first people to watch my Instagram stories, and I think that that counts in the Venus retrograde.
Because did it just start?
No,
It's
I mean
always that
this has
way?
been happening for the last like year and
I
a
get
half.
so embarrassed when I click on a story and it was a minute ago.
Why do they
Whenever
do,
that
first of
happens,
all,
I'm like, it's time to get off my phone. I can't live on here right now. That's my side. It's literally my. That's like I'm like
I did that to you the other day.
I look too eager.
But the
to
worst
be
is
here.
like when you respond to it too,
So embarrassing.
and then you realize that it was only posted like 15 seconds ago, and you're like, "Damn it."
So embarrassing to be alive sometimes.
In this digital
This
age.
digital age. That's so embarrassing for him.
So
But I kind of love it
embarrassing,
for
but
you because like
alas.
he's obsessed with you.
I don't even follow him anymore, which is also the funny thing. He's such a fan. You know what I mean? He's a fan.
This is actually on the same note. I removed one of my exes as a follower, and he responds
That's
to my
good.
stories sometimes, and I'm like, you don't follow me. And he might not know that he doesn't follow me. He probably doesn't. He's a fucking ditz. But I know he has searched my name, watched my stories,
Search
And-
because he doesn't follow.
and then like he doesn't like type out responses, but he'll do like the like flame thing, so it goes into the DMs.
Yeah.
You know, it's not just a heart; it's like the reaction
Yeah.
thing. And then I
Yeah.
look at it and I don't respond, and he does it.
No, men love the fire react.
Oh yeah, they love. And you know what?
What am I
love
supposed to
it,
do with
but
that?
I was like, I don't think he knows he doesn't follow me, so he doesn't realize how embarrassing it is, and it is kind of funny.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey man, you gotta cut
Oh,
this out.
goodness.
You gotta Put
Put it
out.
out.
Okay. I kind of love that though for you.
Yeah. Do you have another silly goofy? Because if not, I have a question and also a
Okay,
response.
I have a couple questions. Maybe it's not silly goofy time. It's more like Q&A with Pam and Sadie. And we're just asking each other questions. One, I have a request that you're not going to fulfill right now, but maybe
Okay.
after this. Could you show us? I think you should put it on your stories. I realize you could just text me it. I want to see your chair with the feet thing.
Oh yeah.
I think you should put it on your story for everybody to see. Pam has one of
Okay.
those chairs where you can like cross leg on it and stuff.
Yeah,
Um,
I do like
I was
it.
looking at them on Amazon. Where did you get yours?
It was kind of expensive. Also
Was
Amazon,
it like
sorry everybody.
250? Me just airing
It
out your
was kind of a
bills.
lot.
But that's what I saw on Amazon. They were like
I was
250.
like, I can add this to my credit
It's a
card.
business expense.
I need somewhere to sit. It is a business
You just
expense.
write it
It's a
off.
write-off. Who writes it off? The tax write-off people.
You just write it off. I just like every time I get ads for those chairs all the
That
time.
and the fold in the cheese are like the best
You just fold it
from
in.
that show. Fold it in. Here's what you do. You just fold
That
it
is
in.
like such an accurate representation, I feel like, of me trying to like teach somebody something like in not like spiritual stuff, but I mean like in real life. This is also going to connect to my not self theme because I get so fucking frustrated when I feel like somebody like doesn't get it. And I'm like, what do you mean? what what do you mean you don't get it? It's so straightforward. What do you mean? Here's what you do. You just do it.
You just listen.
Here's what you do.
I'm gonna break it down for you. You just do
You
it.
just fold it in. But I really want to see. I like if you can. I'm gonna. This is like a cameo request. I'm
Would you like me to just send you the link?
yeah, but I want to see you in it, and I want to see you like what's your favorite positions are in the chair.
Wait, I'm
That
not
sounds
wearing my
sexual, but I mean it in
sandals
like
and
a
I'm just in
comfy,
socks and I
cozy
can't.
way. I want a tour. I want you to be like,
Yeah.
I like to sit like this. I like to sit like this.
Okay.
And I think you should. I think you should put it on your stories. I
Okay.
think everybody would like to see that. I personally, let me know
Okay.
in the comments. Everybody listening, if you agree.
I don't think so, but yes.
Pam and her chair.
Just for you, I
Pam
will.
and her chair. You can put it on the
It
story and be
does
like, Sadie
turn.
made me do this chair tour.
Yeah. It does turn randomly, so sometimes I'll just like end up facing this way.
That's okay.
But
I always wanted one. Whenever
um
I see those, I'm just like, God, that looks fucking comfy, cozy.
comfy.
Always wanted one.
Yeah.
Uh
I do like
oh,
it.
and then my other question was just gonna be, how's it going? Another week has passed. You're in your new home. Okay, the gotcha question. How's it going?
Can't breathe.
Mean like, okay, the follow up context is important. Like your new apartment, another week in Florida.
It's good. My birthday's on Friday. Very excited about it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. This is the Pam's birthday episode.
Yeah.
Happy birthday to Pam. Sorry, I got a text just now that I was like, I need to answer it in timely fashion. It's Pam's birthday on Friday. It's Monday today while we're recording. Friday's Pam's birthday. Everybody, and this is gonna
Yeah.
come out Thursday, so everybody go at Velvet Snake Oracle. Go send her a birthday message about how funny and beautiful and amazing she is. Everyone go flirt with Pam in her DMs. Girls only though, no boys.
Fire react. Yeah.
Everyone go throw some emojis, some fire emojis at Pam.
It's good. It's good. I just had I started hanging things myself, and then um, I realized that it would be better if someone else did it.
Oh,
So
yes.
I just had a handyman here. Now I'm nervous that he's gonna like come back with his friends and like kidnap me, but I think that's just
No, they're not. He's a
maybe some
professional.
paranoia.
Where did you
Yes.
hire him from?
Um Thumbtack.
Oh.
It's like
Oh,
TaskRabbit.
okay.
Yeah. But he put together an IKEA cabinet for
Oh,
me.
hell yeah.
Um he was very he was very unimpressed with everything that I started myself. Um
He said is not good.
he yeah, he's his English wasn't fantastic, but he had a very very thick Russian
You
accent.
should have just called me. I could have interpreted the accent.
And
Not full Russian,
yeah,
but
and every time, well,
was
cuz
he hot?
I tried telling him what I tried
No.
telling him what was going on, and he was like, "I don't know what you're saying. Just point me at what I'm supposed to do." And I was like, "Okay."
That amazes me that he doesn't speak
And then,
like any English,
well, he
really.
told me that his English was 5 months old,
Oh, his English was born five
and I thought
months
that was really
ago.
cute.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
Was he
Um,
old or young or
but
medium?
no, he looked probably like his like mid to late 30s.
Okay.
Um, but everything I started to do myself and had left for him to start doing, he looked and he every time he just went, "Oi."
Oh, did you like start to build stuff and then you just like gave up, like stuff like that?
Yeah, so I wonder if you can see. I tried to put feet on the cabinets.
Oh,
And so I had like started drilling holes in them, and then I had only done one, and then when he went to go do the other one, he was like, "There's no holes." And I was like, "Oh, I did that." And he was like, "That makes sense." Like, kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like, he was like, "That checks
ah,
out." Um, and then I had put this on the wall. I don't know if you can see the little thing. And I had made two holes, but I couldn't, like, my drill, I don't know, wasn't strong enough to, like, go all the way through, I
yeah.
guess. And he looked at me and was just, like, such disappointment. And I was like, "I'm
You're like, why,
sorry."
sorry, why do you think I called you? Obviously, I know.
Yeah. And he's just like,
I love that. I love that.
I was like, okay. So I feel better now because,
You
well,
got some
okay, and the
stuff.
one that I started to put the feet on is very wobbly. So I don't know. I'm gonna have to, I think, maybe secure it to the wall or
Okay.
something so it doesn't fall
Oh
over.
no.
But because I was gonna put my all my stuff in
Right.
here in the cabinets and then put my altars on top.
Yeah.
A
Well,
little
yeah, you don't
wobbly for
want
the altars.
precious crystals and stuff. You
Candles.
can't, yeah, candles. Oh, God.
Yeah.
Don't burn down your new place.
So yeah. So, but anyway, other than that, it's good. I haven't like been to the beach to like go sit on the beach, but I've been just like walking on the beach, which is really nice.
What's the weather right now
Um,
there?
oh my God, today was gross.
Really?
Right
Like
now it's
hot?
70, but today, yeah, like sticky, like
Yeah, it's
Florida
humid. It's so dry here.
damp. Yeah.
Yeah, I forget
Um,
about that.
but other than that, it's been fine. Good,
That's good.
you know?
And what are you doing for your birthday?
I just texted this girl that I made friends with, and I was like, "Do you know anywhere that's cute that we could just like go sit?" I was like, or a barcade, because
I was gonna say,
I love
or you could go
games.
back to the Pirate Museum. That was pretty fun.
I could go to the Pirate Museum, but I was just there with my
Oh,
dad
okay. I literally
when I
was
moved down here, so it's a little
cleaning
too
out
soon.
old receipts and stuff out of my purse, and I found the Pam and I completed the scavenger hunt, and we were like, okay, we want the treasure, and they like opened up the treasure vest. It was just plastic
It's like,
gold coins, and we were like, I think they expected us to be like, oh, that's fine, but we both went and we took our gold coin, and I just found mine in my purse.
thank you.
And I still have my
Um,
oh, Pam, you should go to the Zoltan or Zoltar Zoltar machine for your
oh yeah.
birthday. When me and Pam did that,
Yeah.
it was crazy. And you pick your zodiac sign to get your thing. I still have that in my purse too.
Yeah. I keep that on my Aphrodite altar
God, mine's getting kind of shredded.
because
I
I
need
had
to
this
take it
one.
out. Just the top, I could cut it off.
Um,
Because both of ours were like crazy
well,
accurate. It was kind of
yeah,
spooky. We were like, oh my God, that's
it was
crazy. So
cool
that would
though.
be a good birthday activity since it is for like
Yeah.
Aries.
Yeah. So, I don't know. She was like, there's a few cute places.
Yeah.
And I was like, cool, lead the way.
Fun.
So that'll be fun. And then the other girl that I made friends with actually just texted me back. She will be out of town.
Oh.
But
But yay,
a girl
friends.
that I met through her might be there.
I love that.
Um, yeah. So
Yay,
it's
birthday.
it's good so far.
good.
I do just kind of want to. I'll probably spend time like on the beach during the day or
Yeah.
something. But yeah, that's all I got for my birthday.
Love it.
Yeah.
Happy birthday to Pam. I won't sing the whole thing. That's it. That's all you get.
My great grandma, when this is for my aunt and my mom listening, but my great grandma, when she used to call you for your birthday, first of all, she had like the raspiest voice, and like also just like a thick, like Jewish New York accent. And you would just say hello, and she would go, "Happy birthday."
Would you sing the whole song?
Whole song.
I'm gonna do that on your birthday. I'm gonna call you, and I'm just gonna go straight into it. And then I'm gonna hang up when I'm done. I'm not even gonna talk to you.
So
Oh my God, that's so
yeah,
cute.
but okay. Have you been having weird dreams?
Yes.
Okay.
No further questions. No further comments. Yes.
Okay, because same. And then, so I had the dreams about the kids that I
Oh,
told you
right.
guys about.
Did you put your protection stuff up? No.
No, haven't done that yet. Well, because I kind of want to do it with Hecate, but she's been in a box for so long that I kind of feel bad. You know what I mean? I feel like I need to like do some stuff for her first, which I know I can do without all of her stuff, but I kind of want,
Yeah.
I don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, anyway, so I had a really creepy dream 2 nights ago. I was up all night. So I was like, I know something's here, just like leave me alone, please. Didn't not leave me alone. Finally, I fell back asleep. It was this whole dream, took me through this whole sequence. For some reason, I ended up in a forest and I was sleeping in the forest. But there was like a mattress and it was like a whole laid out bed in the forest. So I slept there. And as I was finally falling asleep in my dream, a hand started floating down holding a candle.
Oh, okay.
And it felt like, you know, those dreams where you like wake up like terrified, like it was really scary.
Yeah.
And then I was just up the whole rest of the night. And then I also keep having dreams about finding animals. So now I'm like, are these kids coming to me now as animals instead of kids in my dreams?
Huh.
Like I found a guinea pig
Maybe a guinea pig died
the
in
other
your
day.
house.
Maybe. And then, but then I had to like, it was the same thing as like the dreams with the kids where like
Yeah.
I'm now caring for this guinea pig and I'm like taking care of it and all the things. And then last night I had 2 separate dreams.
Yeah.
One where I found a baby duck and one where I found a baby chicken.
Interesting. I had a weird
And I'm like,
dream
what are all
this
these?
morning, but I can't remember it now. I need to keep a notebook by my bed or just type it into my notes because they have been really vivid lately, but not like that. I can't remember it at all. But there was like a celebrity in it. I remember that, but she was like my teacher or something. I don't know. It was weird.
Interesting.
Yeah. I don't know.
Huh.
But yeah, I have been having a lot of vivid,
Well,
weird dreams because I, well, I told you, I don't know if I told it on the recording, but I had this like really vivid dream that I was like pregnant and I like gave birth and Led Zeppelin was playing the whole
oh
and the
yeah.
baby only wanted to listen to Led Zeppelin. I think I did talk about that, but that was like that was the most vivid remembered every detail that I've of a dream that I've ever had. It was so funny. And I have been listening to Led Zeppelin a ton since then because I'm like, I don't know, I feel like there's
Yeah.
something there. I love Led Zeppelin. But since then it'll be only like maybe like twice a week, but since I've been back like twice a week, I'll have vivid dreams that I remember them and feel like there's something that I'm like like to take from it. And I'm not like that all the time.
Interesting.
So I can't remember the one from this morning though now. Maybe I need to meditate on it because I do feel like it was one I was supposed to remember. But yeah, I don't know what
Hmm.
that's about.
Maybe I'll remember it when someone says something.
Yeah. Yeah. All the when I'm here, like there's four cats. I wake up and they're all like around me and it makes me so happy. But I also feel like they're
Yeah.
little because they say that dogs are our protectors in the physical world and like cats are our protectors in the spirit world. I forgot how
Yeah.
much Boo does this. Boo is always looking around at nothing. She's
Yeah.
so creepy. Constantly. Like she'll
Yeah.
sit on my lap and look up at me and then she'll just stare slightly to like on my left. Yeah. She
Left.
like I don't know if that's where like maybe my mom's like presence
I was just gonna
is.
say, I think your mom's on
Um
your left.
or but it's all and she just and I'll be like boo and she'll just keep looking slightly off and then she'll kind of like go like this. And she's always done that. In that house, there was one corner she was always looking at where I don't know if there was something connected to me or Craig or if it was just connected to the house. It was never an issue or a problem, and like Mr. Cat didn't do it. It was just Boo. Boo's a little psychic
Yeah.
girl. But yeah, I was like, I forgot how creepy you
Yeah.
are. You're always like looking around at stuff that's not there. Like she'll be like watching something and I'm like, there's nothing there.
Yeah. And she's like,
I'm like, just do your job and protect me, okay? Thank you.
yeah.
But
Oh my God.
ow. I just hit myself in the face
I
with it.
heard that. That was loud.
Just swinging this thing around. Woo! Um, yeah. I did my nails for the first time
So,
in a million years, like long. I'm showing them on the camera if you're not watching.
very
I
excited.
did them myself and
Oh,
I know,
wow.
don't they look good? These are $8 press-ons from Amazon. But you know what
Slay.
I did? I don't
These are glamnetic
so
press-ons.
cute. You know what I did? I don't know if this was a bad idea. This is a future me problem, but instead of nail glue, I got the gel nail glue and a little light to
Oh,
cure it under. Um,
yeah, no, that's
and I
fine.
feel like they're
I
so
used to
much
do
more
that too.
stable than the glue. I've done glue press-ons before, but I feel like they did okay, but they would pop off pretty easily. But these feel like when I go get them done strong.
Yeah.
I don't really know how to get them
Yeah, I used
off,
to do that too.
but we'll figure it out.
Just soak
Yeah.
them.
And the kit that I got the little light with, these are separate press-ons, but it came with like a million of just the plain clear. And I was like, ooh, maybe I'll get some gel paint and like try to like make little designs on them and stuff like when they're not, because when they're you know the age old problem when it's not when you have to do it with your non-dominant hand or whatever. But you can paint these
Yes.
before you put them on, cure them, and then put them on. So I might try that. I think that'd be a fun adventure to try and do my own
Yeah.
nail designs.
I always I have a whole bunch of those. And I every single time I was like paint them before you put them on
And
your
then you're like,
hands.
"Ugh,
And every time I would forget because you're just like, okay, let me just
get
like
this on.
I don't know,
Yeah.
you get like into a rhythm and you put everything on your fingers
Yeah.
and then I would be like,
Damn it.
damn it. Especially because like if you wanted to like shape them differently or something like that, then you're like trying to file with your left hand.
Yeah.
It's so hard.
Yeah. So I'm excited for that's my gonna be my new creative outlet this month. I've decided is nail art. I still need to get all the gel polishes. I just got these press-ons and the glue, but I'm really excited because I feel like my long nail art nails used to be my entire personality, and I felt really naked when I had to stop. Well, I didn't have to when I was traveling. I'm gonna think about it. Like, I like to go to my gal. I know what I'm gonna get. Nails are
Yes.
unpredictable around when you go to different studios all the time and stuff. So I just
Yeah.
haven't had my nails done really. I don't think. Oh, when I was in Mexico City, I got referred to a nail artist, so I got them done a couple times,
Yeah.
just my natural nails. Um, and it made me so happy. I feel like a different lady.
Person.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I like this. I like this
I
person.
do too.
So that's an exciting life for me. That's a look Sadie announcement. I got my nails done. Well, I did them, and I'm really happy. If you want to feel like a brand new
Yay.
bitch, go get your nails done or do them yourself.
I back that statement.
Yeah.
I love having my nails done.
It really is like,
Okay, now that we've been, oh,
oh,
sorry,
I was
please
just gonna say
continue.
it just really
I was
is.
gonna say,
We should go to our not self themes. I was just gonna say it really is like when it comes to like makeup, getting dressed, getting your nails done, wearing lipstick. It's not about the boys or other people. It's that you feel like a bad bitch when you do
no.
it. You
Yeah.
know?
Yes.
I
Yeah.
just feel good. I'm just at home and I'm like ASMR. I hate ASMR. It gives me anxiety. I'm so
I don't
sorry I
like
did that,
it. Yeah.
everybody.
Yeah.
What does it mean about your brain if ASMR has the opposite effect on you?
Oh, I don't like it. I don't know.
I literally am gagging right now. It gives me anxiety when I
Yeah.
see
Don't
it.
do
I'm not
it.
gonna do it again.
I don't
I'm not
like
gonna do it
that
again. I'm
sound
sorry.
either.
But I just wonder what that means because it relaxes so many people.
Yeah.
What's
I
different
don't
about
know.
our brains? Okay.
Well, that's a different
Pam,
podcast.
what is a not self theme? What the heck is a
Okay.
not self theme in human design? What the heck? Tell me more about that.
Okay. Wait, that's so crazy because literally, I just decided last night, like I was like planning out all social media stuff,
Yeah.
and I literally made a whole
It's called What
series
the Heck?
called What the Heck is that?
Sorry for the scream.
But I literally and I just like drafted an
Oh, I have
Instagram
a
story to
chill.
post tomorrow
Ooh,
to be like, "Hey, what the heck? Like give me all your what the hecks."
what the heck?
That's so funny.
What the heck is it, Pam?
What the heck is it? So, human design, not self, is so there's two parts to it, right? And we'll do the second part in another episode. So there's the signature and the not self. And these are basically things based on your human design type that show us when we are the not self shows us when we are like out of
Yep.
alignment and like when we kind of need to readjust, reevaluate, course correct like what we're doing or how we're doing it.
Yeah.
And like if it's if it's right for us. So on the flip of that, the signature shows us when we are working in alignment, when we are on the right track. And again, we'll talk about that another week more in depth.
Yeah.
But
We can like mention it because it kind of like helps us make sense of what we're trying to get to instead, but we'll talk more about
yeah,
it. Yeah,
yeah,
like I said, I have it as like my little red flag. It's like it's flying and I'm like, "Oh yeah, that's a sign that I need
yes,
to like adjust something. I need to yeah,
Readjust. Yeah.
like something's not right here. I'm forcing, or I'm getting caught. Like for me, I feel like it's like when I'm forcing things, I'm really living by these like false like shoulds, like I should do it this way, or I
Mm,
should. Then I experience my not self. Um, or yeah, when I'm just struggling to like stay present and not like, yeah, like surrendering. When I get really like,
yeah.
mine is, spoiler alert, mine is frustration. That's my not self. I'm a generator. So I,
Yeah. I was just gonna say, are you a
yeah.
generator?
And it's so funny because like when I learned that and I started noticing, because me like I'll be like fine, I'll be like like, and I get so frustrated. I was like, if there was one word that you would ask me like a quote like bad theme in my life of like what I experience the most, I would be like frustration, 1,000,000%.
Yeah.
That's what I fall into more than anything else. So it makes sense. So what's yours?
Also, so I'm a manifesting generator,
Mm-hmm.
so we kind of take from both manifestors and
Mm-hmm.
generators. So for manifesting generators, the not self is frustration and anger.
Okay, so it's for yeah, both of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, well, first of all, if somebody is new to human design, do you have like a website you recommend to like go like put it in, input it for free? It's kind of
Yes.
similar to astrology. You need your birthday, the place you're born, the time you were born. And where's a good place for them to go?
Yeah. I really like Human Design Blueprint.
Okay.
I wonder if that's actually like her website, but that's her Instagram. Yeah, humandesignblueprint.com. I'll put it in the show
Okay,
notes too.
beautiful. I think I've
Um,
used one called like
but
myhumandesign.com too.
that's also a good
You
one. That I
can
think what
Google
is
it.
by Jenna Zoe
Okay.
or Jenna's I don't sorry, I'm not sure how to say your last name, but it's spelled like
Okay.
Zoe.
Yeah.
Um,
So go,
but
if you don't
my
know yours, pause the episode right here, Google free human design
yeah.
chart, find out what you are, and then come back. Hey, welcome back. Okay, so let's go down the list.
So by type, and the human design is kind of like astrology
Hmm.
where there are so many aspects of
Yeah,
it. Um, so this is like a small
a
piece of it,
snippet.
right? But it
Yeah.
will help you a snippet, but it can really help you, like Sadie said, like wave that flag in your face and be
Recognize
like,
it.
"Oh, got it.
I
Copy
felt
that.
like this
Okay."
was probably the most helpful takeaway for me
From
from human
human
design.
design.
That and environments, which we can also talk about in a
Oh,
different episode,
oh yeah,
but we can mention
environments.
it.
Sorry, I just remembered that we never did your astrology chart.
Oh, yeah.
Um, um, anyway, okay, circling back, going by type, um, generators, like Sadie said, the not self is frustration.
Mm-hmm.
So oftentimes this is like feeling it's kind of the the good thing about the not self is that it is pretty
Yeah.
straightforward, right? Like it's frustration. You're feeling
Yep.
frustrated. You're
You're feeling
feeling
frustrated.
uninspired, out of sorts, stuck, exhausted. You're beginning to get resentful about
Yeah,
whatever you're
resentful.
doing.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like you're just like annoyed by it.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
And
And the key to this too is that it's consistent. It's not just like, everybody experiences frustration. This is
right.
like if there is a
If you're
consistent
like at a job where you're constantly
frustration.
frustrated at work, like that's like, oh, this job is not honoring like the energy of like you being a
Yeah.
generator. Like that would be basically, I feel like a good way to summarize it is like when generators are doing things out of obligation, not excitement,
Mm-hmm.
because our
Yeah.
our I don't know what this is called, but it's like to respond is like what we're meant to do. So we're meant to like
Yeah.
respond to our inspiration, respond to what excites us, like that is in our external, like responding to that. Because like when we're doing things, like I get caught up in it if I accidentally fall back into like should territory instead of like this excites me, this lights me up. I'm like, no, I should do it this way. I should. They're successful and I see them doing this way, so I should do that too. And that like never works well for a
Yeah.
generator because it's not what excites us or
Yeah.
lights us up.
I think that's the
The
strategy
strategy, yeah.
or the
I think it's the
authority
strategy is to respond for generators.
strategy.
Yeah. So
Um
if you're people pleasing a lot, that's like very you'll feel frustrated. Um, Saying yes when you really want to say no.
yes.
Yeah, right should and then one of those circles with the slash through it and none of that. None of
Yeah.
that shit.
Yeah. None of that.
And you'll feel a
No,
lot
no.
better. Well, we all have shoulds in our life, I know that, but
Yes.
like as much as you possibly can, delete those out. A lot of unnecessary
Yeah,
shoulds for all of us.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Moving on to manifestors. Your not self is anger.
Mm-hmm.
So this can often like manifest as feeling disempowered, often from like a lack of freedom or control. And like working in a really like inauthentic or like ineffective way. Like you kind of know, I know for me, because anger comes up for me too
Mm-hmm.
in my not self. Like, you know, kind of when you're watching somebody do something and you're like, if I just did it
Oh yeah.
my way.
Or I could do that better. That's my Virgo. Like I could
Like
let
you're
you help
doing
me with that,
this
but or I could just
and
do it better and faster.
yeah. Yeah. Like you're doing this in like the most ineffective
Yeah.
way. And also for manifestors, a really big thing for manifestors, in their strategy is leaning into like inspiration and ideas, things that like really light them up. So that's kind of a really big thing too. If you're ignoring these like hits of inspiration, if you're ignoring these like kind of like pings,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
I feel like
Yeah.
manifestors, I know the most about generators. I'm not like, I don't know a ton about the human design, but I feel like for manifestors, it's like you're here to like initiate and start things. And so you can get like
Yes.
angry if you feel
Yeah.
like you're like waiting for
Following.
permission, following, like you're like ideas guy and you start things and you kick
Yeah.
things off and you um like you have ideas and you take them and you have that spark where you like set things in motion. And so if you're like waiting and
Exactly.
waiting and like you don't know what you're waiting for, permission or the right time or whatever. Sorry,
Somebody else.
I have a really bad
What is
wedgie.
happening?
I have my like little booty, my yoga shorts on, and they're like really riding on my butt. Sorry. You all had to see that. I just didn't know
Okay.
what else to do. It was driving me crazy. I had to do it while I was talking to you. Okay, sorry. Yeah, you're like, so if you, yeah, don't be waiting around. You're here to initiate and start and
Yes.
yeah, be the spark of life for the new
Yeah.
projects and
Yeah.
ideas.
Exactly. Okay, and so for manifesting generators, kind of a combination of the two. Um, Manifesting generators are very similar to generators and manifestors. Like I said, they're kind of a little combination of the two. And so you'll experience very similar things. Like if you're working in a really inauthentic way, you can feel that frustration and anger. If you're feeling like really uninspired by the work that you're doing, you will probably get very frustrated. Like if you're just like going through the motions it triggers that like stuck uninspired feeling,
Mm-hmm.
and it will likely lead to frustration and then resentment. And just like when you're going to work, you're waking up for work and you're just like, I fucking hate this, I can't stand this, I don't want to do this anymore. And then you show up and you're like,
Mm-hmm.
hi,
Mm-hmm.
how may I help you? And then you go home and you're feeling absolutely depleted. That's a sign. That's a
It's a
sign.
sign.
um, okay. Like I said, these are all kind of like really straightforward.
Yeah.
Um,
Honestly, all of the like the manifesting generator is also like a lot of like when you're forcing it. And I think
exactly.
manifesting generators have to remember that you can like, because like don't they kind of cycle through the two energies? It's not necessarily that they're like globbed together, that they can be in like a manifestor cycle and then a generator cycle, or is that wrong? I feel like somebody told me that.
I think so. I haven't gotten there yet in my
Okay.
course.
We'll circle back to that. But I feel
We'll
like
come back. Um,
it's very important to like surrender to like, we all do that though. Like we all exist within seasons, and I think that's like
yeah, exactly.
essential to a manifesting generator, is to remember like that you're gonna have those seasons. And so when you're forcing like forcing things like linearly versus like sometimes you're gonna be in this energy and sometimes you're gonna be in this energy, and you kind of have to surrender. I think for
Yes.
manifesting generators and
Yeah.
generators too, like and literally for everybody, all of these things are for everybody to remember, really. But the like you have to be okay with like giving up on things and just being like, that's
Yes,
not
that's what
for
I was
me
just gonna.
anymore. um and I
Yeah.
think probably these two human designs are like the ones that have probably been like guilted or talked down to about like, oh, you just never can finish a project, whether that's yourself telling you that or somebody else in your life, like a parent or teachers or whatever, of like, oh, you're just the kind of person that can't finish what you started. But it's actually a way you honor. And I think there's like an element of like surrendering, of like, well, I started that project because I needed to like learn something in those stages that's going to help me with the next idea.
Exactly.
um
Yes.
and that can be tricky because like, yeah, sometimes we can get like, we can self-sabotage and give up on something that we actually do want to finish, and then we can kind of slide it under the rug of like, well, I'm just honoring this. So that, yeah, it's not always the case, but being able to trust yourself and recognize like when your intuition says like, this no longer lights us up, so we're gonna move on, and like you
Yeah.
got what you needed out of
Manifesting
that. Yeah.
generators, yeah, are really here to have like 1,000
Yeah.
ideas, start 1,000 projects, and they're not meant to finish all of them.
Yeah, they're kind of the jack of all trades. They
And
like
that's a
want to
really,
learn everything
yeah,
and
yeah,
know every, yeah, do lots of
um,
different things.
yes, yeah, and that's okay. Like you're meant to start a lot of things. So if you've started something, and that's actually kind of like where I'm at right now. Like I just wrote this down for myself. I have a anyway. Um but I just like will have all these ideas and want to do all these things, and then I kind of sit down and I'm like really uninspired by them.
Mm.
So it's like I kind of need to get maybe a little more specific on like what actually
Mm.
is lighting me up in that idea
Mm-hmm.
specifically, if that makes
Mm-hmm.
sense. Um, or like, is it something along these lines, but it's just kind of a different
Mm-hmm.
path, like same forest, different footpath kind of
Mm.
thing.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah. Um, and that, like, if you're really, again, forcing it, like Sadie was saying, you'll probably really experience that frustration and anger.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
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 Um, there are two more types left: projectors and
Mm-hmm.
reflectors. Um, projectors and reflectors make up actually like the smallest parts of the
Yep.
population. I think projectors make up like 9% of the population, and reflectors make up
Wow.
1%. So it's a very small
Yeah.
percentage. Um, and for projectors, your not self is bitterness.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll feel that like just kind of, again, kind of, I think resentment is kind of how I associate with
Yeah.
bitterness.
Yeah.
If, yeah. And for projectors, it's really, really important to be in spaces where you feel seen and understood. So if you're feeling bitter, if you're starting to feel that like ickiness,
Mm-hmm.
I would maybe evaluate the people that you're spending a lot of time with
Mm-hmm.
and the environments you're surrounding yourself in, because you're likely feeling unseen and unappreciated. Like nobody unappreciated. Did I say that right?
Nobody
Or
wants to feel
underappreciated.
like unappreciated or underappreciated. Yeah.
Exactly. And like nobody's listening to you, and you are here to be listened
Mm-hmm.
to. Not in like a snotty way, but like often with projectors, it's like what you have to say is really powerful
Mm-hmm.
oftentimes, or they're meant to like spark manifestors and generators and manifesting generators.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you feel like no one's listening, a lot of that will turn into bitterness and like feeling really burnt out and just kind of icky feeling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wrote like all again, like all of these messages and ideas are good for all of us, right? But it's just like more like essential, I guess, to like pay attention to if you're these things. The
Specific
like
type, yeah.
I don't chase, I attract mantra for a projector, I feel like is really important. Like not
Mm,
chasing after things.
yeah.
Projectors are like the masters of like their craft or the thing that they're like obsessed with, and then they get like invited, like they're seen, recognized,
Yes.
and invited into it rather than forcing themselves into spaces or rooms.
Yeah.
um
Yes.
and so yeah, I feel like you'll get bitter when you feel like you have to push or force your way into
Force.
spaces um
Yeah.
without like
Or to like being heard.
yeah, yeah, rather than
Yeah.
yeah, like allowing yourself to attract like the audience, and maybe that's in a literal way or a more metaphorical way, an audience for like what it is you have to like put out into the world, if that makes sense. Kind of.
Yeah. I think so.
I also know about projectors that they say like they're not meant to grind, they're meant to like there's like a I feel like there's a slower energy. Generators, manifesting generators is a bit more
Yes.
like generators literally they generate their own energy. They're like go 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 go, create 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 create, like they have those like, but that's not the energy of a projector of
No.
like hustle, make it work. Generators are more
Definitely
that
not.
energy.
Definitely
And we
not.
all have seasons, right? We all have
Yeah.
natural rhythms. Not to say a projector doesn't work hard or have seasons where they're excited and hustling for something or whatever. But it's like it's something to like pay close attention to if you are a projector. Um,
Yes. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then we have
Exactly.
reflectors. Exactly.
Yeah. And your not self is disappointment. Disappointment. And often you will feel
Mm-hmm.
this if you are feeling like confined or restricted. Um, and honestly, spending time with people that feel icky or like unsafe.
Mm-hmm. Well, because you're
But you're
reflecting.
ref
You're a
that's what I
mirror.
was just gonna say. Reflectors literally reflect the energy back out into the world. So if you're feeling icky, then it's probably because the environment you're surrounding in
Mm-hmm.
yourself in is kind of icky.
Yeah. And I think then it's essential
Yeah.
too to reflect often on your own inner world of like regularly like processing, like, because you're probably shifting a lot internally because you are a
Yes.
reflection, a mirror to your external environment. So the people and the places and the energies that you're, moving through. So I think like for me, I would think like a reflector should really be like voice noting or journaling or things often to really like understand all of the shifts that are probably happening as you like move through the world and are like being the reflector.
Yes, exactly. Because it's also like with reflectors too, it's really easy for you guys to like absorb other people's energy. So if you're feeling really like disconnected from your own energy, it's probably like that will contribute to your not self. Like that will contribute to like does that make sense? Like
Mm-hmm.
you're like absorbing too much of other people's energy that are not like supporting
Yeah.
you.
It's also,
And so you need
mm-hmm,
to,
I was gonna say,
yeah, I just more just like you need to like clear at yourself and like make sure that like you're setting boundaries and like for other people and yourself, it's really that's an important like distinction, I
mm-hmm,
think. And to like not get lost in what other people are like wanting or like projecting onto you.
mm-hmm, yes. So this is the one that they say like you should make decisions slowly. And I like what
Yes.
I learned was that like reflectors should take like a full lunar cycle to make up
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna say.
to feel into decisions, not like literal decision, but like those bigger decisions because you're reflecting other people's
Yeah.
energy so much.
Not like,
What should I eat for breakfast? Not that. Should I get a
yeah,
new
like what should I wear
job? Should
today?
I move? Should I? But I mean,
Yeah.
even smaller scale to that. There's medium too. But those
Yeah.
bigger things, because you might be reflecting somebody else's excitement about something in a big decision or somebody else's
Yes.
doubt and negativity, and so like giving yourself that time to like again like shift through those various things you're going to experience. You're probably also feel very very deeply affected by like the astrology and stuff because we're all like reflecting that back to each other, right? And so this is like go slow with things and really sift through like, is this mine, is this somebody else's? And it's really important
Mm-hmm.
to be incredibly like in tune with yourself and very aware of like what's yours and what's not.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, that's the strategy for reflectors is literally to wait a lunar
Oh,
cycle.
that's the strategy.
Yeah.
There
Yeah.
you go.
Look at that.
There you go. So I made some notes of
Yeah.
how we can work with these. Now that you know you're not self-theme. So to recap, we have reflectors, disappointment, projectors, bits, manifesting generator, frustration and anger, generator, frustration, manifestor, anger. So I feel one is just starting to be that self-awareness of recognizing that specific experience is up, and it's like an extended period of
Wait,
time.
hang on.
Oh, can you hear me? Hello?
You're a little
Oh no,
staticky.
still?
Okay, wait, start from after you listed everybody.
Okay. So I was gonna say how to work with these things. The first thing is just like don't demonize it or feel like it's a failure or like, oh no, like I fucked up
Yes.
because I'm now I'm realizing I
I'm
felt
not.
frustrated for weeks and I didn't realize it till now. Like, just like taking it, it's feedback. It's feedback.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean anything
Yes.
about you
No.
or your failure or success or whatever. It's feedback. And so I feel like it's like then, so I'm just going to speak to frustration because that's what I have experience in. But you could say like, well, if it's, what was reflector? Or no, disappointment was reflector. If you're like,
Hmm.
gosh, I'm feeling so disappointed by so many things in my life right now, it's like, okay, name those things. What's making you feel disappointed? Or what's making you feel angry? What's making you feel frustrated, bitter, whatever?
Yes.
Um, where am I forcing things or trying to control things, like control the outcome? Or, for me, I said, like, when I realize I'm following a lot of shoulds instead of inspiration and doing things my own way, um, I like to reflect on, like, I'm echoing right now. It's driving me crazy. Can you hear that? This
I don't
platform
hear you
randomly
echo.
reflects or echoes and doesn't. Hopefully, anyways, I was trying to write out like what I do. When you just kind of do stuff when you recognize you're feeling frustrated. But I recognized this the other day on a walk. I was like, oh, I've been feeling really fucking frustrated lately. Let me go through my checklist. So one, recognizing it, and then I'm like, where am I forcing, controlling, doing shoulds, that kind of thing. I think that's pretty universal for all of them, is like forcing it. Um, you know, Whatever comes up that I can name specifically, I'm like, okay, like where or what have I been making these like choices, decisions, actions from? Is it from like fear, ego, like subconscious, like limiting belief stuff, or is it intuition?
Hmm.
Is it inspiration? So trying to recognize that and then really tuning into my strategy. Mine's like to respond and trying to just like chill the fuck out until I have something to respond to, whether that's just internal inspiration or it's something in my environment. And that's the tricky part because a lot of like going back into alignment is honestly surrender. And it's just like letting go and letting things sort of reconfigure, and then you can respond, or then you can, whatever your strategy is. um but that's kind of my like checklist that I kind of like go through when I recognize like, oh, I've been feeling frustrated for a while or about this
Yeah.
particular thing for a long time. Like one thing that frustrates me is social media. I get frustrated about social media.
Oh my God, that's the thing that I was
So
just
I'm
going off
like,
about.
okay, well, in what ways am I forcing it? In what ways am I doing things the way I should be instead of how I want to be? And it's hard because I'm constantly, my algorithm is bombarding me with like strategy, business, da 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 da. I actually learned how to reset my algorithm. Best thing I ever did. Um, but um, yeah, that's one thing for me that I see that pop up is a lot. That's where my
Hmm.
frustration loves to live, and I'm still working on like, but how do I respond in that space? How do I, you know, whatever, and exploring that. So that's definitely one of my, yeah, like area of life. I guess it is an area of my life that I
Yeah.
see that
Yeah.
pop up regularly. It's not all the time, but it's very key to like, I'm like, oh yeah, because I've been trying to follow what this coach says that I should be doing, or this way that they set up these templates of like, this is how a hook should sound and whatever. And when I'm trying to follow those, I get
Yes.
so frustrated. And I'm like, oh, it's because it's not how I'm meant to do
Same.
it.
Yeah. No, literally. Side note about social media is that I've been trying to spend less time on my phone.
Yeah.
I just want to spend so much less time on my phone.
Yeah.
Like I just want to go to the park and like not feel like I have to take photos of
I
everything.
literally just want to be
And
a
I don't know if
girl.
that's also like yeah, like I don't know if that's also just like recovering photographer syndrome or
Yeah.
something like that, where like I was taking photos that I had to take photos of every single thing ever.
Yeah.
But
I don't mind
like
that.
I
I
don't, I
like
just want to enjoy and be in
snapping.
the moment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's not what frustrates me so much. I like snapping things. I enjoy that. There's a hummingbird that lives over here, and I see him every day, and it makes me so happy. Anyway, sorry. They're just so. Sometimes he comes right up to the window. Just a little. There's hummingbirds that live here. 'Cause this is where
You
I
want to
used to
do the
live.
thing like the girl that puts the glasses
I
on
I
and puts, you know what I'm
seriously
talking about?
want to do that. Like Spencer Pratt used to
You
always
should.
do. He would get all these different hats and stuff. I seriously want to do that, and it would work because the hummingbirds live in my yard.
Yeah.
Amazon. Anytime I come back to the US, I just go nuts on Amazon. I'm like, I'm gonna do this. I'm
Oh
sorry.
my
I know,
God.
like, it's so hard because especially when I'm in Marshfield, everything still takes a week to get there. It's rural, but when you're in LA, everything comes like overnight,
That
sometimes the same
day.
day.
Yeah.
It's really hard. It's one of my biggest ethical struggles because I don't want to support Jeff Bezos. But I'm like, but there's a reason he's so successful because this shit is fast and convenient.
I know. I
Off
feel that way.
topic.
That's one of my ethical struggles too, because
Yeah.
I'm like, well, sometimes I literally can't get off the couch or I can't
Yeah.
get out of bed, and
This is a tangent,
like I need toilet
but
paper. Like
this is a tangent. But I'm rewatching The Good Place right now. And
Ugh,
um
love it.
they're
Oh, the
I'm
point
trying to like
system.
say this without spoiling it. I mean, it's been out for a while. I think I can
Oh,
kind of.
sorry.
It might a teensy bit. So if you're like, I've been meaning to watch that, but I'm in some of the later I think it's one of the last seasons, if not the last, and they're trying to evaluate the point system because they realize the point system is not fair.
Yes.
And they
When
realize
they're in the
that it's
IHOP.
judging it used to work, but it doesn't anymore because every action we take in our model,
So much more
it's so
complicated.
much more complicated. There's all and nobody's gone to the good place in like over 500 years because everything we do, everything we touch, every act has these repercussions that all traces someone somewhere is getting fucked over. That's capitalism, baby. And so like one of the examples that came up was like, oh well, he bought his grandmother flowers for his birthday, but it was like,
Mm-hmm.
well, those flowers were sprayed with pesticides that hurt the environment. That's negative so many points. And also uh
Mm-hmm.
it was like unfair wages, so negative points and whatever. So then this kind act was actually for his points to get into the good place negative, right? And it's like
Yeah.
I think there's a balance we have to shift. But I love Amazon, but I really struggle. Deep pleasure.
Yeah.
But anyways, coming back to the Nazi memes, it just made me think of that. I'm like, literally everything
No,
can
it's
get traced
real.
back. It's hard.
Like when the judge is like, so I tried to find food and I Googled nice juicy plum
I
tomatoes.
just watched that episode last night. I just watched that episode last
She's like, it's a sunburn
night.
fetish. I love that show. So
God,
good.
it's so
Did you
good.
ever do the We're continuing on the tangent for a
Okay.
second. Did you ever do the studio tour at Universal?
Mm-mm. No, I
No?
need to do it.
Okay, well they have the studio tour. Yeah, well now, yeah. Um like so you could go like in the back lot, you do the studio tour
Yeah,
around the back
I
lot
should
at
do it.
Universal, and they go through the whole thing where it's like, well, I guess technically this was years ago when I lived there, so maybe it's different
Yeah.
now, but the whole thing is set up like the Good Place, like for when they were filming it and stuff
Oh, I
like
wonder
that.
if it's still like that. I need to check.
There's a whole
I want to
a
go to
whole
the
thing,
good
and also
place.
like sometimes it kind of ruins it because you'll watch movies and you'll be like, that's Universal
You're like,
Studios.
ah, damn.
But like I was just watching um Captain
Yeah.
America, and at least I don't know, maybe they filmed it somewhere else, but I was like, that looks like the New York streets on the Universal tour. Like that's
Well, a lot of times they film some stuff on location, some stuff in studio, so it
yeah,
probably is a mix. Like when
yeah,
they don't need the full outward shots, they're probably in the studios because there's not people. You don't have to done and stuff.
yeah.
That's so funny. Yeah, I've never done any of the studio tours here. I should do that.
Oh my God, you
That
should.
was my like
It's very fun.
when you like live somewhere, so you put off the touristy stuff because you have so much time to do it, and then you don't end up doing. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I did a fair bit of cool stuff in LA, but there's like so many like museums, the studio tours, stuff that I never did. I the art museum
Yeah.
is really good, but I haven't been there in years and years, so I want to do that soon. I just went to the Peterson Automotive Museum. Um,
Yeah, I meant to ask you about that.
so
That was one where I drove past every day and I
I
would
didn't
be
even
like,
know what it
what is
was. It was
this?
just a really cool building. And then I made a new friend, Brianna. She's so cool. Shout out. She's the best. She's so funny. And so she invited me. She's the coolest. She's like, she knows everybody. She's just all
Yeah.
around the town and everything.
Like typical
Yeah,
LA.
she's the
Yeah.
best. And she was like, "Oh, do you want to go to this event at the Automotive Peterson Automotive Museum?" I was like, "Cool." I was like, "I don't really understand what it is, but they have so Ken Block, he has now passed, but he started all of this like crazy. Basically, he started making videos with cars, like the old skate videos, so doing like tricks, crazy, but
Mm-hmm.
they were kind of in the style of those like old skate videos. So he kind of like made this whole thing famous on YouTube and stuff, whatever. So basically, it was this event. So he has a bunch of his cars and stuff at the museum. It's like a temporary exhibit about Ken Block and like his impact on
All
the
the
automotive
things.
world and whatever. It was so cool. Um, and she, of course, is just the coolest and like knows know knows the literal like car dudes and racers and stuff. I'm like, that's why we're there.
Okay.
She knows the people running it, whatever. So they're having this basically like a fundraising event for like Ken's. He has two pretty young kids that he like left behind, and his widow and stuff, and they have a foundation that supports all sorts of stuff and sponsors more of this stuff going on and whatever. So anyways, a bunch of people brought their own cool cars up into this lot, and they had like a panel asking like the guys that worked on this stuff with them and were really close friends with them, asking them questions. And then we like went into the museum and saw all these cars. Anyways, it's just a big tangent that it was super cool and super fun. And
Very nice.
I actually like I had a few opportunities to drive cars really fast and crazy, and I love it. I was like, maybe one of my next lives will be a race car. Not
Maybe.
literally,
You could do that
but I could do it
now.
now. But it was just fun. I was like, oh, I came home and I started watching some of the videos, and it's just fun. It's just fun, fun, fun. But the event was really fun, and it was at the museum, the
One more
car
time.
museum, and it was really fun. Fun, 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 fun.
There it is.
Being a tourist in my own city.
Yes.
So I'm like,
Yeah.
I gotta bring more of that energy to LA, and do all the things.
Yeah.
There's so much here. It's crazy. It's
There's so
crazy.
much. I literally lived like 6 minutes from Universal though, so we always just
Nice. I've never
went.
gone to Universal here. The only time I went to Disneyland here
Oh, you gotta
was when
go.
I was 16
Harry
and we
Potter
came
World.
here for a trip, and it was before Harry Potter World. So I've never been to the Harry Potter World in California. I went to the one
Orlando.
in Florida when it first started. That was when I was in college. So I haven't been back since it's expanded. Yeah, I should do that. So much to do.
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. So,
Yeah. You
anyways,
gotta get a frozen butter beer.
I had a butter beer.
You get a frozen butter beer, and then you go to the bar
Uh-huh.
and you ask for a shot of Fireball, and then
Ooh,
you put the shot of Fireball in the frozen butter beer, and it's really good.
hell yeah. Time to party.
Yeah.
It's time to party.
Yeah. I got chosen at Ollivander's to get a wand,
So jealous.
so you can get
Yeah.
chosen.
When I went with I went like I think within the first year it ever opened in Florida. And I went with my ex boyfriend. We were obviously dating at the time, but he was a huge Harry Potter nerd. That's
Yeah.
what brought us together. We fell in love over fucking Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings,
Love it.
but mostly Harry Potter. But it was cute, but I was a little jealous because we went into Ollivanders and he got chosen. And I was like, son of a bitch. I wanted to be chosen.
Yeah.
But it was cool. And I got the Elder Wand.
Yeah.
I bought a wand. That
Very
one, I don't
nice.
know where that is. I think that's in Marsh. That's in Wisconsin. I need to find that. It's not in my storage unit here. This week, I'm also going to start going through my storage unit. It's been over 2 years.
Very exciting.
Want to know what's in there. So I think on Thursday, I put it on my calendar. Or no, I don't know. Whatever day. I have no idea what's in there. It's going to be like free shopping spree.
Yeah, you can record that, put it on social
I was
media.
thinking of making a vlog. Yeah. Like a little, like, come to my. I've been gone for 2 years. I'm going to see what's in here. Because when I first put everything in
Yeah.
storage, my intention, what my brain thought was going to happen, I was like, okay, I'm going to travel for 6 months and then I'm going to come back to LA and get a place. Obviously, that didn't happen. Over 2 years went by. So I'm like, I literally don't remember what's in there. I got the smallest storage unit possible, so there's not any furniture. So I think it's just fun stuff. It's like I got rid of a ton too, but clothes, shoes, lots of books, lots of art.
Yeah.
I'm so sick of my clothes now, so I can't wait to like go shopping in my own stuff. It's gonna be
Oh my God,
great.
I'm sure.
It's gonna be great. Fashion show,
Very
fashion show,
exciting.
fashion show at lunch. That's from The Office. Any Hoosers.
Well,
That was the not self and a bunch of tangents.
yeah.
I was gonna say
I don't
welcome to
even
Giggly
remember
Witches,
where
but
we
we're
left off.
wrapping up. Welcome's not the right word.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to
Well,
share?
um, I think that you said this, but it is really important to note that all of these not self things doesn't mean that you're doing anything wrong.
You're amazing.
It doesn't mean that like you're a bad person
Yeah.
or anything like that. It's just like kind of um a little nudge to be like,
To
"Oh,
go, wait, to question yourself a little.
this is not what I want."
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of
It's your
thing.
sign
Yeah.
to
And it
realign.
will probably happen like over and over and over again
Yeah.
throughout your life because we're not perfect and things happen and we kind of like lose yourself in the moment in the music.
Yeah, in life. It's
But
like
you
your
know
nudge
what?
that
Don't
it's like
ever
you
let it
could
go, go,
feel
go.
better. You could be more in
You
alignment.
only got one shot. Have you not realized what
What'd
I'm
you say?
saying?
No.
I s- I was like,
What?
I said, but you know, sometimes you just lose yourself
You lose.
in the music, in
Yeah.
the moment.
That went over my head. That went over my head.
Wait, you froze.
Oh, you froze. Are we back? Now,
We're back. Anyway, but I mean it. Seriously, doesn't mean anything about you.
yeah, you're doing great, sweetie.
Just
You're
a
literally
course
just a girl.
correction.
So,
Like when Moana fell asleep while steering her boat. You know what I mean? Now you just gotta course correct a little bit.
exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, giggly witches. Wait, what was the phrase? Stay giggly, witches. Stay giggling. Stay giggly.
Oh yeah.
Stay giggly, witches.
Stay giggly, witches.
What was I gonna say? You can find Giggly Witches podcast new episodes on Thursdays. We're on YouTube, Apple, Spotify, and you can also find us on Instagram and TikTok at Giggly Witches everywhere. Excuse me. I am Sadie Olson on Instagram and TikTok. I also have a YouTube channel called Magic with Sadie that you can find guided tappings and meditations and spells and all sorts of fun stuff. And you can join my membership. We had so much fun for our April. We meet at the beginning slash very end of every month to do month ahead scripting rituals, which I'm gonna be able to tell everybody soon what I scripted into existence, which is actually kind of fucking crazy. I can't wait to share that. But we script together like our month ahead, manifesting, our best April ever, our best May ever, etc., etc. And we also did channeled art this month. It was so, so, so fun. So if you want to come join the membership, we meet live once a month, and then you have a huge, huge library of master classes and resources, your magical toolkit inside the membership as well. Basically, like every class I've ever taught over the past 4 years is in there. There's lots of amazing, cool stuff for psychic development, everyday magic and witchcraft, manifestation. What else? All sorts of stuff. So come join us in the membership. It's super fun. It used to be called Hot Witch Scripting Club, and I just made it simple and renamed it the Coven because we do more than scripting now. We do all sorts of fun stuff. But I'd love to see you there. And Pam, what do you got going on?
I am Velvet Snake Oracle on TikTok and Instagram. I've got, what have I got? Well, next week,
Next week.
I've got a fun announcement that Sadie told everybody about last week.
Oopsie.
So if you were
Are
here
you doing
last
any
week,
fun?
you know what's coming.
Are you doing anything for your birthday? Should they keep an eye on your stories?
Yes, I was getting
Okay.
there. You're always ahead of me. But so something's coming next week. And then this week I'll tell you here because it'll only be one day before I announce it to everyone else. But I've kind of talked about it. I kind of hinted about it before on stories, but I'm starting a book club that will be on Friday, launching out into the universe world for all of the public to be a part of. So I'm really excited about that. We'll read all kinds of things, I think. Fantasy book. I love reading fantasy books, so we'll read fantasy books, some spiritual books, depending on what everyone's vibe is. We'll figure out
I
together.
can't wait to join.
But I really just
I need to read more.
Yeah, I just really wanted
I need to read more fiction books because I read only nonfiction. It's annoying me.
Yeah. Frustration, would you
I
say?
feel like I'm getting frustrated with my own book selections. I'm like, why? Go have some fun, girl, while you're reading. I just get nervous. I get obsessive.
Exactly. It's important.
That's what I get nervous about.
But yeah, so I think I'm really excited about that. I really wanted to just create a space. Honestly, to be honest, I don't even care if you read the book. If you want to just come and hang out, come hang out. I really just wanted to create a space, like a community space. I have this app called Fable.
Ooh, okay.
That I saw a bunch of people talking about. I think somebody here recommended it to me, and I can't remember who it was. I'm really sorry, but you know who you are.
Shout out, you know who you are.
And
Fable.
Shout out, you know who you are.
It up right now.
So yeah, I'll send a link out in the email when everybody signs up. You'll get a link to the book club. It's called the Shadow and Spine Society.
Cute.
Love that. You guys voted on it, so love it. Other than that, I've got mediumship readings, and it's a mediumship tarot reading. They're also super, super inexpensive at the moment because I'm still working on developing that skill, that little communication with spirit. But it feels weird saying that the ones that I've done have been really fun, but I've been having fun doing them, and it's been really, really cool doing them. If you want to not just take my word for it, there are some reviews on my website. Also, Sadie did one with me, so listen to her. I want to remind everyone that I did one, and it was amazing. You should definitely book one. It was so special. And yeah, and I did a poll on my Instagram story today about maybe bringing back tarot readings. So either I might, if you're listening, let me know, because I might just do another little poll to see what everybody would prefer. But I'm like, do I bring back tarot readings as a continual offer, or do I do kind of like pay what you can on my stories like twice a month?
Yeah.
And it's like one card.
Yeah.
Or maybe both. Anyway, that was really long-winded. I've got something cool coming next week. We've got book club this week and mediumship. It's a combination of mediumship and tarot reading. So, any hoozles, Velvet Snake Oracle.
Happy birthday, Velvet Snake
That's me.
Oracle, Pam a Lamb. Everybody go wish Pam a happy birthday tomorrow. Or if you missed it, say happy belated birthday, Pam.
Whenever you listen.
Even
yeah,
if it's
just do it anyway.
Even if it's in June, go wish her a happy birthday.
Yeah. Do it.
But her birthday is April 11th. 11th, yeah.
Anyway.
11th.
Yes.
I keep, every year when it's my friends' birthdays, even my friends that I've known for 20 years, I panic. I'm like, do I have the date right? I'm like, I'm going to be a day early or a day late. I'm going to mess it up. I get like the week up, like all this week. I'm like, this past Friday, I went,
too. I check
it's
everybody
Pam's
on
birthday,
Facebook.
and then I went, no, it's next Friday. It's not this Friday. Chill out.
Yeah.
It was only like
No,
noon. It wasn't even that late in the day. And I was like, she's going to think I forgot. I was like, no, it's a week. It's still a week.
I always check on Facebook. I know it because I'm really good about birthdays. Yeah. And it's in my calendar.
Like,
and I still am like, maybe birthdays. I made it up.
I've also never messed it up or forgotten. And I put either, but here we are.
No.
All right. Thanks, giggly witches.
Stay giggly, witches.
Bye.
Bye.